Hi everybody! I wanted to make a quick announcements video to let you know how conferences are going to work during week 6 since they are starting tomorrow morning. So first of all, if you did not sign up for a conference during week 5, this poll is closed now and you won't be able to access it. So you need to contact me via email as soon as possible to choose a conference time. As a reminder, the conferences are required, and if you don't conference with me, your gateway assignment that's due during week 6, which is the research proposal, will be given a score of unacceptable, and you'll be required to conference with me and revise that assignment before you can progress any further in the course. If you don't conference with me and you don't contact me, any work that you submit from this point on out will be given an unacceptable or a 0, which will ultimately result in your final paper not being accepted and you failing the course. So these conferences are very, very, very important. Very important that you contact me if you've not chosen a conference time yet. You can't just join the conference below. You have to be added in, and I need to be able to do that. So let me know. For those of you who have signed up for a conference, I did post the conference times right here in the week 6 module, just as a reminder. Everybody got the conference time they requested. Nobody got bumped or anything, so it is the time that you selected, but just if you need a reminder, it's right here for you. So once your time comes up, for example, if you're Amber, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, you will come into Moodle. You will click right here on this icon. I know it looks a little bit different than anything we've seen before. This is big blue button. So you click on week 6 conferences during your conference time, and you go ahead and join the session. Now you may need to run Adobe Flash Player. You saw it just pop up on my computer. So you want to log into your conference a little bit early and make sure that the conference room is working, that you have all the updates installed, that Flash Player is installed, so that you are able to start conferencing right at your selected conference time. This is what the chat room is going to look like. You need to join. Listen only is fine. I don't do audio or video conferences because, as I'm sure you can hear in some of my announcements videos, my son is often in the background making a lot of noise. And so audio or video conferences kind of translate to being a bit problematic simply because he's there making noise. So we will do this all via chat over here on the right side. But I like to have the big blue button conference in case we have anything we need to share. If we do need to conference via video chat, for whatever reason, we can set up a time to do that. But I just like big blue button because it has a lot of options and it allows us to screen share as well. So you'll see this welcome message that says, welcome, please type something so I know you're here, and then wait for a response from me. Once we establish that everything is working correctly, we will begin. And you do have the option to record this session. I recommend you record this session, which you do right up here. Okay, you say start recording, or you plan to screenshot this chat panel over here, because once you close out of your conference, everything that we talk about will be erased. You won't be able to re-access that conversation block. So you want to make sure that you have all this information, anything you need for moving forward with the research proposal assignment or the course itself. You want to make sure you have that recorded or screenshotted so that once you close the window for big blue button, you still have it. So you come down here into the chat input and you type something. Doesn't matter what. You can just say hi, you can say good morning, you can say how's it going, anything like that. So once I see a message from you, I will respond, and then we'll just start talking about your research proposal, what you're thinking about writing for the paper, so on and so forth. And just so you know, the purpose of this conference is to make sure that everybody is on point with their topic for the final paper. Oftentimes I have students choose topics that aren't necessarily appropriate for a positioned research paper. They're more appropriate for just an informative research paper where you're just telling me about a topic. So for example, you're telling me about accounting laws, okay? And that's not really an appropriate platform for this particular assignment because it is a positioned research paper. And you're joining a conversation about a problem or an issue in your field. You're taking a position on that problem or issue, and then you are joining the academic conversation that's happening. So I want to make sure that everybody has a topic that's appropriate for that platform so that you don't get to the point where you're writing a half draft or a full draft and then finding out that the topic isn't appropriate for the scope of this assignment. This is sort of to keep that from happening before you progress any further, and so that you don't get discouraged or end up having to do a whole bunch of work over again. Plus, I kind of like to talk to you one-on-one and get to know you a little bit because we don't see each other face-to-face in a classroom, and I don't really have the opportunity to interact with anybody one-on-one in this course. So the conferences serve a couple of purposes. And as I'm sure some of you just heard, that in the background is exactly why we don't do audio or video conferences. That was my son banging on a plastic container with a spoon. So I hope that for those of you who do have children, that this chat platform is a little bit more user-friendly. And if you don't have children and you really prefer the video or audio conference, I apologize, but that's sort of an explanation and an example of why we do what we do. So once again, please contact me as soon as possible if you have any questions about how conferences work or if you still need to sign up for a conference. Otherwise, I look forward to talking to each of you this week and continue to work on that research proposal. You can start it before you talk to me, especially if you're one of the conferences later in the week. So good luck, and I will have your academic article assignments probably graded for you by this afternoon or sometime tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and a great week.